Good morning to everyone, student. So here we are going to see chapter number 3, Understanding Quadrilateral, exercise 3.4. And in the previous video we had already completed exercise 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. So today we are going to see exercise 3.4, Understanding Quadrilateral, from chapter number 3. So what is the question number? First question number 1 is about state whether true or false. So here what you have to do is you have to state whether they are a false statement or they are a true statement. Okay, with reason we have to state whether it is a true or false. So first A part of question number 1, it is that all rectangles are square. So what will be the answer? No, all rectangles are not a square. It is a false statement. Why it is a false statement? The answer is false. Why it is a false statement? Because all squares are rectangle but all rectangles are not a square. जो आपका square है, जैसे दो squares, when we are going to join the two square, of course it becomes a rectangle. Can you see a rectangle applied on the screen? But when you are going to draw a rectangle, you cannot form a square. Means a square can be rectangle but a rectangle cannot be square. So that's why the first A part statement is a false. Second B part statement, what it says that all rhombus are a parallelogram. So why it is so? Yes, it is true. This one is a true statement that all rhombus are parallelogram. The reason behind this is opposite sides of a rhombus are equal and parallel to each other. This one is the shape of a parallelogram. Sorry, this one is the shape of a parallelogram, isn't it? And a rhombus shape will be like this, isn't it? So that's why opposite sides of a rhombus are equal and parallel to each other, which is also same in the parallelograms. That's why the statement is true. Now C part, all squares are rhombus and also a rectangle. That is also a true statement. Why it is a true statement? Because all squares are rhombus, as all sides of a squares are of equal length, and all squares are also rectangles as each internal measures is 90 degree. Clear everyone? Why it is so? All squares are rhombus. Why it is so? Because all sides of a rhombus, as the square is having all the sides of equal length, in the same way rhombus is also having all the sides of equal length. Okay, now square, we are talking about rhombus and square. Also a square can be a rectangle as its internal angle is of measure of 90 degree. As the square, four angles of a square is 90 degree respectively. So in the same way rectangle is also having all the four angles is equals to 90 degree respectively. That's why the statement is true. Okay, now the D part, all squares are not parallelogram. False. All squares are parallelograms as opposite sides are equal and parallel. Then all kites are rhombus. So the answer is false. A kite does not have all the sides of the same length. Clear? F, all the rhombus are kite. The answer is true. A rhombus has two distinct consecutive pairs of sides of equal length. Next, all parallelogram are trapezium or parallelogram have a pair of parallel sides. Then last H part, all squares are trapezium, all squares are a pair of parallel sides. So these are the statements which we belongs to true and false. Okay, and also we had given the reason. If the statement is false, we had given the reason. If the statement is true, we had also given the reason. So dear students, write the true and false along with the reason. Now next question, question number 2. Identify all the quadrilaterals that have four sides of equal length and four right angles. So you have to identify all the quadrilaterals. Under quadrilaterals, square, rectangle, trapezium, parallelogram, then kite, rhombus, all those things are quadrilateral itself, isn't it? So we have to think of such a quadrilateral that have 4 sides of equal length and also the B part 4 right angles. So rhombus and the squares are the quadrilaterals that have 4 sides of equal length, and B part answer will be square, and the rectangles of a are the quadrilaterals that have 4 right angles. Clear everyone? So this is the answer of the question number 2. Next we will going to see question number 3. What is said in question number 3? That explain how a square is a quadrilateral. That means you have to explain, you have to give the reason that why a square is a quadrilateral, why a square is a parallelogram, rhombus and a rectangle. So the answers are given here. A square is a quadrilateral since it has 4 sides. Why we can consider a square? As we know that what is a quadrilateral? Quadrilateral is a simple closed figure which is made up of a straight line segments, and under that classification a square, rectangle, trapezium, kite, parallelogram, all those things comes under the classifications of quadrilateral. That means a square can be a quadrilateral since it have the 4 sides. That's why a 4-sided polygon is known as a quadrilateral. In the same way, a 4-sided polygon is known as a quadrilateral. And a 4-sided polygon is known as a square. That's why a square is a quadrilateral. Because why it is a quadrilateral? Because or since it has a 4 sides. That's why. Now, a square is a parallelogram. Yes, of course, a square is a parallelogram because its opposite sides are parallel to each other. That's why. You can just imagine the figure of a square and a parallelogram, that opposite sides of a parallelogram are parallel to each other, as well as in the case of a square, opposite sides of a squares are also a parallelogram. Then how can we explain that a square is a rhombus? So a square is a rhombus since all the 4 sides is of the same length. That's why. And how can we explain that a square is a rectangle? A square is a rectangle, student, because each interior angles of a square is 90 degree. In the same way, each interior angle of a rectangle is also a 90 degree. That's why. Understood? Now the next question number 4 we are having. Name the quadrilateral whose diagonals bisects each other. We have to name the quadrilateral whose diagonals bisects each other. That can be a parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, square. All these figures, their diagonals are going to, suppose we are having a square. This is square, this is the diagonal, 2 diagonals of a square. It's bisects each other, isn't it? In the same way, a rectangle, there also the diagonals bisects each other. In case of a parallelogram, there also the diagonals bisects each other. In case of a rhombus, there also the diagonals bisects each other. So the diagonals of a parallelogram, rhombus, square and rectangles bisects each other. Clear? Then next question. Name the quadrilateral whose diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. So here the perpendicular bisectors of each other are the diagonals which are perpendicular bisectors of each other. So do you know what is perpendicular bisector? Perpendicular bisector, that means it should be the 90 degree. The bisector line is going to intersect the other line at 90 degree. That is known as a perpendicular bisector. So in case of a parallelogram and in case of a rhombus, the diagonals of rhombus and a square acts as a perpendicular bisector. Clear? Now name the quadrilateral whose diagonals are equal in length. Of course it can happen in the rectangle and a square. Clear everyone? Now next question we are having. Explain why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. So do you remember, as at the beginning of this chapter I had given you the definition of concave and convex lens. So what do you mean by a convex lens? Do you remember the definition, student? So why it is called a convex quadrilateral? Because one of the angle is less than 180 degree. So not any one angle, all the angles is less than 180 degree. That's why it is called as a convex quadrilateral. Okay, in our rectangle there are two diagonals, both lying in the interior of the rectangle. Of course, a rectangle is having two diagonals and it lies in the interior of the rectangle, hence it is a convex quadrilateral. Clear? Sixth question we are having, ABCD is a right angle triangle and O is the midpoint of the side opposite to the right angle. Explain why O is equidistant from A, B, C and D. The dotted lines are drawn additionally to help you. Here a diagram is being given. Can you see the diagram? It is the diagram is in the shape of a rectangle, isn't it? So here we are going to join the line AD and CD. Why we had joined it? Because here in the question it is said that a triangle is given, name is A, B, C. The another we are going to join by the dotted line the construction work, that is AD and CD. The interior one is O. Okay. Draw lines AD and DC that AD is parallel to this line AD is parallel to BC and AB is parallel to CD. The opposite sides of rectangles are parallel to each other, that's why it is parallel to each other when we are going to draw the line AD and DC, that's why. If they are parallel to each other, that means AD's length will be equals to BC's length, that means this side's length will be equals to this side's length, isn't it? If it is a 4 centimeter, this side is also equals to 4 centimeter, like that. Understood everyone? I will draw this diagram again on the screen. Okay, here is A, B, C and D. This is the diagonals. As we know that this one side is AD is parallel to BC and AB is parallel to CD. Clear? Understood? Now if AD is 4 centimeter and since it is a parallel, that means BC is also 4 centimeter. If AB is 3 centimeter, then CD will be also equals to 3 centimeter. Why it is so? It is so because the opposite sides are parallel to each other, that's why. So that's why here AD will be equals to BC and AB is equals to DC. ABCD is a rectangle as opposite sides are equal and parallel to each other and all the interior angles are of 90 degree. Clear? Then in a rectangle the diagonals are of equal length and also bisects each other. Since after parallel, as the opposite sides of our rectangles are parallel to each other, if it is parallel to each other, that means the opposite sides are of equal length, isn't it? Up to here understood everyone? Now as we know that opposite sides are equal and parallel to each other and also the interior angle is of 90 degree, that means here it is 90 degree, angle A is 90 degree, B is 90 degree, C is 90 degree and D is also 90 degree. So here it is says that the interior angles are of 90 degree. Then in a rectangles diagonals are of equal length, of course it is an equal length. This questions are solved by using the properties of a rectangle. Remember, यहाँ पर जो क्वेश्चन नंबर लास्ट इस एक्सरसाइज का सॉल्व कर रहे हैं वो हम सारे जितने भी रेक्टेंगल्स की प्रॉपर्टीज़ है वो सारे प्रॉपर्टीज़ 1 by 1 यूज़ कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज what is their opposite sides are equal. Second property is if their opposite sides are equal, that means opposite sides length will be equal. Third property is what? Each interior angle is of 90 degree. These are the three properties and diagonals bisects each other at 90 degree. Here when the diagonals bisects each other, the angle formed is 90 degree, perpendicular bisected, isn't it? Now, in a rectangle, diagonals are of equal length. Of course, it is of equal length by the property of a rectangle. If it is of equal length, of course, it will be bisects each other. So if they are bisecting each other of equal length, that means OA is equals to OC will be equals to BO, okay, will be equals to OD. That means this one is the center bisector of the diagonal. So the length of AO will be equals to OC and the length of BO will be equals to OD. That means all two diagonals we are having, and due to the intersecting, the diagonals are intersecting to each other, they will intersect at center O. If they are intersecting at center O, that means the AO length will be equals to OC, OC's length will be equals to BO, BO length will be equals to OD. It is why, because the diagonals intersect each other at the center point O, that's why. Clear everyone? Hence we can say that O is equidistant from A, B and C. So we can say, as the question it is asked, that explain why O is equidistant from A, B and C. Okay. So by using the property of a rectangle, we had said that O is equidistant from A, B and C. As D we had constructed with our own, so here D is not asked in the question. That's why O is equidistant from A, B and C. Now you will ask me, teacher, what happened to D? Why it is not equidistant to D? Dear student, it will be also that O is also equidistant to D. जो O है वो इक्विडिस्टेंस D से भी होगा. क्यों हम लोग यहाँ पर इसलिए नहीं लिख रहे हैं 10 में, क्योंकि जो D है वो हम लोग कंस्ट्रक्ट किए हैं, क्वेश्चन में सिर्फ पॉइंट ABC का पूछा गया है, इसलिए D को यहाँ पर रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर रहे हैं. बट अगर D रिप्रेजेंट होता है तो हम लिखेंगे 10 O इज़ द इक्विडिस्टेंस फ्रॉम A, B एंड C एंड D ऑल्सो. Clear everyone? So dear student, here in this way our chapter number 3 is over. We had ended the chapter number 3. This is the last exercise. Okay, and this is the last exercise of chapter number 3, 3.4. Tomorrow onwards we are going to start the new chapter. Clear? And dear student, prepare for your exams also. Soon there will be a pre-midterm exams. The details I will give you afterwards. So for today, thank you everyone.